Unlike previous elections, the 2020 election season was met with a pandemic which brought the world to a standstill. Plans were delayed, timetables and schedules across the globe changed. Ghana was no exception. Being an election year, political parties, parliamentary and presidential candidates have adapted using social media as a tool to reach out to electorates.
Digital campaigning has really arrived, especially with the use of social media. We have seen predominantly, especially the two major parties, using social media to a greater effect. We have seen some dynamism in terms of the approach of the...
Some politicians have clung on hard to social media. Others are also gradually getting a grip on it.
Sometimes we can have video chats. Sometimes we send our political messages now by voicemail. I send to my constituents a summarized form of my political message. A very innovative way of sending messages to people without necessarily having a face-to-face with them.
It is good because it's a way of also communicating. The other side, it is bad because anybody that has access to that platform, whether he has understanding of what is happening or not, whether he has ulterior motive to just destroy somebody's reputation or misinform the public, the person will just go on the platform and say whatever it is to mislead people.
So like it or not, social media and politics are inseparable. Well, that's because so much of political discourse happens on social media with just a click of a button. On Facebook and Twitter, as well as the other platforms. It's about putting your information out, going live to reach your audience, to campaign, especially within this season of COVID-19. Really, we want to find out how this is impacting on activities of advertisers when it comes to traditional media. Let's get some answers.
It's rather increase a certain level of costs for the political parties. Reason being that there are others who are BBCs, born before computers, who are still attached to their traditional mediums. And that is the only way you reach them. So in order not to cut yourself out of the competition, you make sure that you have communication strategies that will make sure that you reach all this spectrum of audience that you need.
In the 2008 US presidential election, social media tools such as Facebook and Twitter were vigorously used to facilitate political engagement and campaigns. Although political campaigning on social media is a core feature of contemporary democracy, evidence of its effectiveness is somewhat thin.
President Nana and former President John Mahama, for example, their handles have not less than 1.5 million followers. Now, that means potentially whatever message they put out there, they're actually being exposed to almost about 1.5 million people. Which of the traditional media can boast of a viewership of 1 million even a day? It's not possible because of the character or the behavior of channel hopping.
However, the traditional methods of advertising are still present. The posting of flyers and erection of billboards are picking up.
Most of them are only paying for the printing. The rentals are all being waived. Very huge distance to free. It is better than nothing. At least in the hope that as your board stands there, somebody sees next time somebody want to come advertise because they think that is a strategic location.
Traditional methods of campaigning have now been refined. Retail politics has also become of essence, especially after the easing of restrictions, as well as town hall meetings. The NDC is notable for this strategy in this year's campaign season, launching its retail campaign in the Western region, and the MPP having organized 2 town halls, Accra and Kumasi. The impact of social media is unprecedented in Ghana, especially during this campaign period. However, the experts are advising for further study on the effects on cost of campaigns and traditional media sources. And whilst that is being done, city authorities would want to pay more attention on where most of these advertisements are being placed within the municipality. Nana Ekuya, TV News, Ring Road, Accra.